This is going to be a good game, but I am also confident that Ohio State's going to win and cover. I like Ohio State by 7, 10, something like that. If you're looking at the over-under, it's 52.5. Ohio State, again, 3.5-point favorite. But, you look at the juice on there, it's 3.5, minus 3.5 Ohio State, but minus 102, plus 3.5 Oregon, minus 120. Almost a virtual, minus 3.
Yeah.
Ohio State.
Yeah. So, then what you got to assume with Ohio State being a 3.5-point favorite at Oregon, I think there's probably a good assumption that, let's say this game was in Columbus, that Ohio State would probably be like an 8 or 9-point favorite. I think it'd be that significantly different. And then let's say this game is being played on a neutral field, that's probably a 5 or a 6-point spread. So that's kind of what, based on that 3.5 number, that kind of makes sense. And I want to get into this because Oregon is a team that is very, very rarely an underdog at home. In fact, 33 straight home games they have been favored in. The last time they were an underdog was about 4 years ago against Washington. That was the last time they were a home underdog. And it's not often, Dave, that you see a top 5 team, because Oregon's number 3 in the country, be a underdog at their home field. So it's kind of a rare situation. But it does feel like it's trending towards Ohio State and money coming in on Ohio State.
Ohio State has started slow most games this year, and then they come out like gangbusters most games. What do you think about the third quarter spread? Let me throw this at you. Ohio State minus 1.5, just the third quarter.
Here's where I struggle with doing that is I need to know who gets the ball to start the second half. That's such a key. That's such a problem with that bet. Because you're right. They're coming out of halftime, and every game out of halftime, they're playing fantastic, right? They're having huge third quarters. So I love the idea of taking them in the third quarter. I just want to know who's going to have the ball to start the third quarter before I'd make a bet like that.
So I just came from interviews over at Ohio State. For those that are wondering, Carnell Tate is in line to play. That's not a surprise. He could have played against Iowa from everything that I've been told. So they held him out as a precaution. We've seen that, Scotty, with Tyleek. I'm sure didn't need to sit out 2 games, but it's a long season. They didn't need him against Marshall or against Michigan State. They missed him in both of those games. I think we saw the backup 3-techs might not be ready to play. The one backup D-tackle I think is playing really well is Caden McDonald. We saw the Cody Simon in the opener. There's been a few others as well. Donovan Jackson I think probably could have played earlier than he did. So I like the load management, especially when you start the season off with some cupcakes, long season. But now it's all systems go. And Scotty, knock on wood, and I know they have not played a brutal schedule, but 5 games into a football season, I don't care if it's middle school, I don't care if your schedule is not tough. You play 5 football games, there's going to be a bunch of guys hurt, right? Listen, man, unless I'm missing something, they have all of their scholarship players available for this game. Every one of them. It's amazing.
And we've talked about how important that is, right? And keeping the guys fresh, keeping them ready to go, and to have that going into the big game is huge. I'm glad you brought up the third quarter, because I went through the 5 Ohio State games, and here's their point totals in the third quarter in those 5. Akron, 21 points. Western Michigan, 14. Marshall, 14. Michigan State, 14. Iowa, 21. So every third quarter, Ohio State has showed up. So you know what will be interesting? We'll be sitting there at halftime kind of reassessing things maybe. Maybe it is smart to maybe think about maybe taking that third quarter bet, Dave, because, gosh, you're right. They have been coming out of the second half strong in each of those 5 games.
Well, right now you're getting plus money. I'm with you. That sounds like a live bet Hall of Famer right there.
It does.
First ballot. You
found that. That's good.
But I like the idea of the live bet. You're right, because let's say Ohio State gets up. I mean, problem we want to have. Ohio State's up 17 at halftime. They're probably not going to come out like maybe as gangbusters as they would if it's a tie game. But you look at it right now, Ohio State, just the third quarter spread, minus 1.5. You're getting plus money. You're getting plus 122 on ESPN Bet.
Is there an over-under for the quarter?
I imagine that. I mean, you can bet on everything, right?
Yeah.
You can probably bet on like what color of green Oregon's going to wear. It's going to be light or dark. Hunter, let me find that for you. I don't know.
It'd be an interesting one for us to look at going forward. Dave, one of the things that I have liked to do this week is kind of get more national perspectives on this Ohio State-Oregon game, because basically every national analyst is kind of diving into this game. And I feel like the national perception is that Ohio State's going to win this game. And I've heard a lot of people say that they think that there's three options in this one. One, that this game could be close either way, of course. But they think that there's a great chance that Ohio State goes and wins this game relatively easily. It would be a shocker and very unlikely if Oregon were to win this big. But Ohio State has the opportunity to go in there and win this by, and what they were saying was by about 2 scores or more.
Yeah, it's interesting. I mean, it's a really good Oregon team, and it's not like maybe the Oregon team that everybody's used to seeing. They're physical. I mean, Dan Lanning, made his money as a defensive coach, right? Working under Saban, working under Kirby Smart, and they're physical on both sides of the line. Ohio State's coaches and players have talked about, look at their defense. Look at Oregon's defense. They got some big boys up front. Their front seven is tough, physical, and big. And their secondary, a bunch of transfers, but like those transfers are like mostly seniors. So they're very veteran. They're physical, and they still got the skill position players like Tez Johnson's fantastic. I tend to think Dylan Gabriel's a little overrated, but we'll see. He has the ability to have like a big game, but I don't know, man. I'm with you, though. I feel like Ohio State has the advantage on offense. I feel like Ohio State has the advantage on defense. I don't know about special teams. I like Ohio State winning this game, but man, it's not a 7-game series, as we know. Anything can happen in one game, especially at that place, but I do like Ohio State's chances.
One other area that I think Ohio State has the big advantage in is the fact that Ohio State has Chip Kelly. Chip Kelly calling plays going up against this Oregon defense. I love that. I love it. I think that's going to be a big factor. And I think the other thing is, thinking about Oregon too, is Dylan Gabriel, and he's had issues in the red zone so far this year. I think he's thrown 3 interceptions so far. So I think that's something to keep an eye on. And Dylan Gabriel, we all know because he's been around for a while. He's got a name, right? He's had success multiple different places, including Oklahoma. But my deal with Dylan Gabriel is, gosh, I don't think he's that first-round pick type talent.
No way. Not at that size.
No, exactly. Not at that size. And so I like Ohio State's defense. And I'm in the category of I think Ohio State wins this game by 7 or more points, Dave.
Up next, we're going to talk more Ohio State football, and we're going to talk college football on the money.
More of Hollywood Casinos on the money. On the money.
Presented by Ohio for Responsible Gambling.
Coming up on ONN.
Thank you for calling Great Lakes. Great Lakes Kia.
Do you like scary movies?
Nah, they don't scare me.
What does scare you?
High car payments. They make me want to scream.
And at Great Lakes Kia?
We have brand new Kias under $5 a day. Come pick one out.
Maybe I'm already here.
Cool. Lease new 24 Kia Forte LXS, EV6 Wind, and Sorrento LX. All 3 under $5 a day.
That's only $139 a month for 24 months.
Plus new 24 Kia Telluride LX under $8 a day.
$249 for 24 months.
At Great Lakes Kia.
What if I have scary credit?
No problem. Get approved with 0% financing.
Perfect. And I'm right behind you.
Oh, hi.
Hello.
Great cars, great people, Great Lakes Kia.
In Columbus, GreatLakesKia.com.
Can I hang up now?
To qualified buyers, visit GreatLakesKia.com for details.
QC Kinetics not only has the latest non-invasive treatments for joint pain relief, but they also have one of the most respected names in sports medicine, serving as their medical director. That's Dr. Ray Tesner.
As the founder of Sports Medicine Grant and a classically trained orthopedic surgeon, it's exciting to be involved with the latest advances in regenerative medicine and QC Kinetics.
Well, QC Kinetics is making a huge difference in the quality of my life and others as well.
As folks already know, Bobby Carpenter and Sat Sullinger are sports legends in Columbus. QC Kinetics has already made a big difference in their lives, and also for Bobby's father, Rob Carpenter, a 10-year NFL veteran.
And the QC Kinetics team are seasoned medical professionals.
One of the cool things about being the medical director of QC Kinetics is the privilege I have of working with our staff, who have 15 years of experience in regenerative medicine.
You could be next. Go to QCkinetics.com/Columbus and call QC Kinetics today for your complete complimentary consultation, 380-208-4544.
There isn't a day that goes by that I don't appreciate what Awaken 180 has done for me. Scotty Vegas here, and since I started Awaken 180 in January, I lost and have kept off over 40 pounds. I hadn't been under 200 pounds since high school. Now I've been under 200 pounds for 5 straight months. My coach Patrick and I were laughing this week as I was telling him now in my tennis matches, instead of trying to play quick points, I have the energy to play long points and wait for my opponent to tire out. My metabolism is working the way it should now that I'm at my ideal weight. After you reach your ideal weight, Awaken 180 provides the free support for life. If you are ready to make the change and only do it once, do it. Call the long-term solution for weight loss, Awaken 180 Weight Loss. 844-346-1800. That's 844-346-1800 or online at awaken180weightloss.com.
The Fan. Ohio sports destination. Now back to Hollywood Casinos on the money.
Presented by Ohio for Responsible Gambling.
From ONN.
It's not often that a top 5 team is an underdog at home, but Buckeye fans will like this stat because a lot of times when that top 5 underdog is the home team, they don't do very well. In fact, over the last 30 years, the top 5 underdog home team is 5-12 straight up and 8-9 against the spread. That is over the last 30 years. So if you are a home team as an underdog, it is usually a little bit of a struggle. All right, let's update the national championship odds because obviously last week was a humongous shakeup with Alabama going from kind of a co-favorite with Ohio State to after losing to Vanderbilt. Now Ohio State is the clear favorite as far as the odds go to win the national championship. So Ohio State is now the national championship favorite at plus 280. And then you've got Texas and Georgia plus 450. Alabama is still in the top 4. They're at plus 650. And Oregon is 10-1. Kind of a shakeup there. Are you surprised, Dave, that Alabama, despite the fact that they lose to Vanderbilt, that they are still in the top 4 as far as favorites to win it all?
I'm not surprised. I will say I'll be surprised if Bama wins it. You know, by the way, I sent you guys the link. We don't need to play it because I don't want to get Ryan in trouble. But do you guys hear the Alabama fan who called into the Paul Feinbaum show? We talked about this. Listen, like you don't want to be the guy that follows the legend, right? You definitely don't want to be the guy that follows the GOAT. Because if you lose to Vanderbilt, even if you're a great coach, they're going to be calling for your head. They're already now. I don't think he's going to get fired, but they're already calling for his head. I'm telling you, the margin of error is not there at Alabama. This is a job I would never have taken. By the way, speaking of Oregon, Dan Lanning, I believe, was offered the job and didn't want it.
Yep.
There was like a lot of talk out there. I don't think he's ever confirmed that was actually their main guy that they went after was Dan Lanning. He's like, no, I'm good. Then they went to DeBoer. But to answer your question, I'm not surprised, Scotty, that they're still in the top 4 of the gambling odds, but I'll be surprised if Bama wins it. They're a very good team. I would love to see Ohio State play Bama for the national championship, for example. Do I want to see Ohio State play Bama in like the quarterfinals? Maybe not. But in the finals, absolutely. Championship game, I think Ohio State is better on both sides of the ball. Yeah,
I'm with it. So has your number of teams that can win it all changed? So now that we're getting close to mid-October, we've kind of danced around this. We did it a lot early in the year as far as number of teams that can win it all. I'm curious now that we've seen this chaos, especially in the SEC with teams like Ole Miss going down. And I don't know if Ole Miss was part of the list of teams that can win it all. I think they were kind of on the fringe. They were kind of like right on the doorstep there. But then we've also seen teams like Miami step up where, you know, they're undefeated still, but not looking fantastic the last couple of weeks. I guess what I want from you is how many do you think still, now that we're in mid-October almost, how many do you think still have a legit shot to win it all?
Yeah, I mean, you said it well, legit shot, right? I mean, there's teams because, like, if you get in, even if, let's say, Miami struggles, but they end up winning the ACC, like, they're going to be a top 4 seed with a bye. So they would have a chance. Do I think Miami's going to win it? A legit chance? No. So I will take Miami out of that. I feel like there's Ohio State. We'll say Oregon for now. You and I are both confident Ohio State's going to win this game. Whoever wins this game Saturday night is in pole position, as we know. So I like Ohio State, Oregon. You got their Georgia in there. I'll throw Alabama in there. Are we putting Penn State in there? Jeez.
I don't know enough about Penn State yet. Right?
I thought Tennessee might be in there. Now
I don't think Tennessee is in there.
I thought they were initially. It's tough, man. I mean, I really feel like it's Ohio State's year. I know we're in Columbus, Ohio, saying that, but it does. It feels like there's not a juggernaut in college football except maybe one team, and that's Ohio State.
So I told you last segment that I was listening to some national perspectives on Ohio State this week, and I was listening to a national podcast. It was Pat Forty and Dan Wetzel were talking about the pressure that's on Ryan Day and how serious he seems in basically every press conference. And you're at all these press conferences and you're around Ryan Day and you know Ryan Day. Do you think that can you see the outward pressure that he's under this year? Because it does feel like from the fans and local media that it does feel like national championship or bust this year. Do you see that extra pressure on Ryan Day this year that you didn't see in the past?
I tell you what, Scotty, the pressure's there. Everybody knows it. He's handling it very well. He's very serious, but not flustered. Doesn't seem like he is, for lack of a better word, under pressure, lack of a better term, even though he knows he is. But you're right. Like at press conferences, he's not joking around. Not that he was ever a guy to joke around, but if somebody joked with him, he'd usually give you a smile back or something. He's dead serious while still being cordial with the media. No, it feels like he is handling the pressure about as well as you could hope.
Yeah, well, love to hear that. All right, so when we come back, we had the big shakeup in college football this last weekend. So we need to go through all of the major conferences and look at the odds and determine where the value is on conference championships. We're going to do that next on The Money.
This is Hollywood Casinos On the Money. On the Money.
Presented by Ohio for Responsible Gambling.
From ONN.
Did you and your family lose Ohio Medicaid and need health coverage? Check this out. You may be eligible to enroll in a low-cost health plan at healthcare.gov. With the new law, 4 out of 5 customers can find a plan for $10 or less per month with financial help. Healthcare.gov offers quality plans that cover doctor visits, prescriptions, emergency care, and more. Healthcare.gov is here for you. Enroll today for coverage starting the 1st of next month. Paid for by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
Do you have foot pain? Foot pain is not normal regardless of your age or job. Podiatric physicians are the most qualified doctors to care for your feet and can provide important foot care solutions or shoe inserts to better manage foot pain. Ohio Foot and Ankle Medical Association podiatric physicians are located throughout the state and are dedicated to providing the highest quality foot and ankle care. We've been serving the profession and the public for over 100 years. For more information or to find a member of the Ohio Foot and Ankle Medical Association near you, visit ohiofoot.org.
I don't know what I want to do. I'm just not sure that college is right for me. Have you considered a career in dental assisting? I love my job as a dental assistant. I have flexible work hours, the money is good, and I get to work in a professional, people-oriented dental office. What I really love about my job is knowing that I give people a healthy smile.
For more information about becoming a dental assistant, contact your high school guidance counselor. Or if you are no longer in school, talk to a dentist in your community or visit ODA.org. This message is brought to you by the members of the Ohio Dental Association.
1 in 3 student athletes gets disturbing messages from sports bettors. This threatens the safety and mental health of college athletes like Tyler.
I'm a student and an athlete. I don't deserve to be threatened over my play. If you're upset about your sports bet, don't take it out on me, because I'm more than a bet.
These threats are not acceptable. Stop harassing college athletes over a bet. Learn more at morethanabet.org.
The ONN Daily Podcast. Get a recap of all the day's news from across the state.
ONN affiliate WBNS-TV reports.
Haley Kirby reporting in downtown Toledo.
From the State House, Kevin Landers.
ONN Canton. ONN affiliate WKYC-TV in Cleveland explains.
In Marietta, Brett Wharf, ONN News.
Emma Henderson in Genoa.
The ONN Daily Podcast. Listen at ONNradio.com or wherever you download your favorite podcasts from the Ohio News Network.
Did you know 38% of Ohio's teenagers have spent money on gambling in video and online games? Items like mystery boxes, skins, and spin to win mimic gambling, putting children at a higher risk of experiencing a gambling disorder as an adult. So get in the know about youth gambling and start the conversation with discussion guides, parent resources, and more at changethegameohio.org. That's changethegameohio.org.
The Fan, Ohio sports destination. You're listening to Hollywood Casinos On the Money. On the Money.
Presented by Ohio for Responsible Gambling.
On ONN.
Welcome back to the show. So far, we've done nothing except talk about college football. That being said, we're going to talk more college football right now. Let's make the people some money.
But the baseball playoffs are going on, Dave.
The baseball playoffs are going on.
Who cares? We're talking college football.
Yeah,
Hockey started.
We'll talk about Terry Francona and the Reds next year.
OSU hoops coming up soon. No, we're talking football.
We're talking college football, as we are wont to do on this show. Let's make the people some money. We love to make the college football playoff parlays. We like the futures odds with the national. We really like it when Ohio State is the favorite to win the national championship, as they are right now. Let's make the people some money. Let's do you want to do like a 4-leg parlay?
Yep.
To make, so the conference champions, so these are going to be the 4 teams, unless Boise State ends up being ranked ahead of one of them. There's like a 3-loss Big 12 champ. Who knows?
But that would be something.
We said that don't be surprised if it's like 10-3 Utah wins the Big 12. It probably won't be a 3-loss team. I won't be surprised if a 2-loss team wins the Big 12. But let's make the people some money. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's start in the Big 10. All right. Michigan. No.
Well, you can get 55-1, Dave.
How
on
are
Michigan.
they ranked? Who is still voting? Not that it matters. Who is in the AP poll? Actually watched Michigan play. Like, yeah, I'm going to put them still like in the top 25. Like they shouldn't be in the top 50. All right, not Michigan. I say we take Ohio State. What do you think?
Yeah, at minus 115, I think there's still incredible value because you're right in the fact that even if OSU loses one, they're probably still going to make the Big Ten championship game. We don't think they're going to lose one. But even if they somehow did slip up this regular season, they probably are still making the Big Ten championship game. So, yes. Now, one of the things we talked about is we wanted to do a dark horse as well. So we got minus 115 on Ohio State. If you weren't taking Ohio State, what would be the dark horse odds value-wise pick for you?
Indiana, right? I'm kidding. Indiana's not going to win it, but
no.
I mean, talking about dark horses, Oregon wouldn't count. Penn State wouldn't count.
No, Penn State at plus 450. I think there's.
I guess if that counts, I would take Penn State. But man, geez.
I guess if you're not taking Ohio State, what would be the pick, regardless
Oregon,
of the odds?
Oregon just not knowing what's going to happen on Saturday. Because if Oregon wins, then they're probably at least in the Big Ten championship game. Here's the thing, though. Assuming, let's say Ohio State does lose a game, but then they get in the Big Ten championship game, so you're going to have to beat Ohio State twice if you're Oregon or Penn State.
Yeah.
But I mean, you don't want to put yourself in that position if you're Ohio State. I'll take Oregon. What do you think?
Yeah, I would say if we're going to say we're eliminating Ohio State from this conversation, yeah, I think you got to go Oregon probably. Indiana is 20-1, by the way, and I think they're going to go 11-1, but I don't think that's going to be enough to get into the Big Ten championship game. So let's go now to the SEC where we had the chaos, but we still do have Texas at the top. Odds wise, they're plus 150. You got Alabama and Georgia plus 410. And then Ole Miss plus 750. Who's the champ, Dave? And then who's the dark horse from the SEC?
I just don't like the odds with Texas. Like, if it was all equal, I'd say, yeah, I'll take Texas. Like, given the odds, my first reaction was Georgia, just because plus 450 to win the SEC.
I could get behind that.
Because Texas, I feel like they're living, because it was at the time, we were like, wow, look at Texas, right? Going to Ann Arbor and beating that Michigan team and beating them up, right?
Here's my problem.
And then Michigan goes to Washington and loses by 10.
Yeah.
How impressive?
Yeah.
Seriously, how impressive of a win was that for Texas? We don't know.
Yeah. Great question. And here's the deal with Georgia, though, that scares me is they're playing at Texas still. So if they lose that game, that gives them 2 SEC losses, and they would lose the tiebreaker against Alabama because of the head-to-head. So I think that they might have a hard time making the SEC championship game. And so I kind of lean more towards going back to Alabama. And I know they lost to Vanderbilt, but their schedule, which seemed like it was going to be miserable to get through, is actually not that awful. And I think that might be the dark horse for me would be Alabama. Hard to say Alabama a dark horse, but
after you lose to Vandy,
Texas obviously the favorite.
Alabama. It's not Nick Saban's Alabama, my friends.
Yeah. So here's Alabama's schedule, Dave. It's South Carolina, then it's at Tennessee, Missouri, at LSU, Mercer, Oklahoma, Auburn.
Yeah, maybe at Tennessee.
Maybe at
If they
Tennessee.
go over the state of Tennessee, that'd be hilarious.
Yes, it would.
And listen. I mean, I know Tennessee didn't look good this last week. I mean, Tennessee might be favored. It'll probably be. I bet Alabama will be like a 1.5 favorite, maybe. I don't know, 2.5 the most. That'll be a good game at Tennessee. Man, I'm going to take Georgia because I think Georgia's going to go to Texas and win.
Okay. All right. So let's go to the Big 12 real quick because this is the one that's very wide open. Iowa State, the favorite, plus 290. Kansas State, plus 470. Utah, plus 470. Who do you like right now to come out of the Big 12? Because I'll take Iowa State. I watched them play Baylor. They actually have a good offense. I know they squeaked by that win against Iowa, but I look at their schedule, and I just don't see much in the way for Iowa State. So I've got Iowa State winning the Big 12.
I'm going to stick with Utah. I believe in their defense. We can get Cam Rising to get some duct tape on his body. Maybe we can piece him together his 7th year in college. I'm going to take Utah. It's tough. The Big 12. This is what I'm saying. The Big 12 should not have an automatic top 4 and a bye.
Well,
why is the Big 12 on the same footing as the Big 10 and the SEC? What have they done to earn that? You should not, there should be not. Who agreed to that? Why is the Big and the ACC probably will deserve it, but not necessarily. Why are they on the same footing as the Big 10 and the SEC?
I hope that changes after this year, Dave, because you're right. It is really, it makes no sense that you could have a 3-loss team be a 4 seed and, a 1-loss Big 10 or SEC team be the 5 seed. Last one. Let's go to the ACC real quick. You and I were on Miami to start the season. I know they've been playing tight games. I'm going to stick with Miami.
I'm going to go Miami too, because maybe that's, the hallmark of a great team, right? No, I don't think they're a great team. And Miami has not finished in the top 10, Scotty, in the national rankings since 2003. Ooh. Ohio State broke them. They have not finished in the top 10 since 2003. So wow. I do think now Clemson's coming on. So I'm tempted to say Clemson, but I'm with you. I'll go with the Canes.
Let me give you one dark horse, and that is Pittsburgh, because Pittsburgh's got a nice schedule. They'll have Clemson at home, and they are 27-1 to win the ACC. That's my little long shot play out of the ACC.
Up next is This or That on the Money.
More of Hollywood Casinos on the Money. On the Money.
Presented by Ohio for Responsible Gambling.
Coming up on ONN.
Common Man and T-Bone here for Hollywood Casino Columbus. Hey, Bone, did you know the sportsbook is now called ESPN Bet?
I did, and you can watch your favorite teams on the biggest screens, place your bets, and grab some wings with an ice-cold pint.
Maybe you're too boring and don't want to go to the casino. Good news. You can keep the action going and place your bets on the go with the ESPN Bet app.
The ESPN Bet Sportsbook is your 50-yard line ticket to odds, point spreads, and over-unders.
It's the place to be. Losers must be 21 or older. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-589-9966.
Paul's new drone startup just lost its most genius computer scientist.
We just lost our best genius to some new genius who's got a genius new idea. I'm going to have to find a new genius, or 2 half geniuses, and fast.
He needs a computer scientist that can keep his startup from falling down.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. When you sponsor a job on Indeed, it's easier for talented candidates to find it, which makes it easier for you to hire them. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
You go into your shower feeling, but as soon as you reach for the Irish Spring, your day immediately gets better. That crisp, fresh, unmistakable Irish Spring scent zings your brain and awakens your senses. So when you finally emerge from the shower, 37 minutes later, because you pay the water bill so you can stay in there as long as you want, you're ready to take on the day and smell great doing it. Irish Spring Body Wash and Bar Soap. Fresh, green, Irish. Shop now at Walmart.
Hey friends, Brandon Beam here for Truehold. Home values in the city, well, they're sky high. We know that. You have a ton of equity. Your financial advisor thinks the market has peaked. So if you're thinking about selling, it's the right time, except for 2 things. High interest rates are going to burn you on a new home loan, and you're not ready to move. Savvy financial advisors suggest Truehold's new Sell and Stay program. It's ingenious because they buy your home now while its value is high, but you can stay in your home as long as you want with an easy, affordable lease. Pretty smart, right? Truehold is going to make you a solid cash offer, not a lowball offer like the others, and it's based on your home's current value. The cash is yours to travel, pay off bills, secure your retirement, and do whatever you want with it. It's your cash. And again, you can stay in your home with a comfortable lease. Truehold covers property taxes, insurance, and maintenance. See how much TrueHold will pay for your home today. Call 1-855-300-9993 or visit TrueHold.com. The smarter, faster way to cash out on your home's value without moving. Again, that's TrueHold.com.
Our clients deserve for us to care, and they deserve to feel serviced. They have questions, and they deserve answers. We're counselors first because I'm not selling them anything. I'm trying to teach clients how to protect themselves. At Curtis & Associates, we're personal injury attorneys. We've helped and continue to help hundreds and hundreds of clients every year. That's important to us. If you've been injured in an accident and it's not your fault, call now. 614-GOT-HURT. That's 614-GOT-HURT. Curtis & Associates. Attorneys who care.
The Fan, Ohio sports destination. Now back to Hollywood Casinos on the money. On the money.
Presented by Ohio for Responsible Gambling.
From ONN.
So we all know what we're going to be doing Saturday night. We can't wait. But there's a ton of good college football games. And that's going to be my first this or that question. Ryan, hit it.
Here they come, yo. Here they come. Here they come, yo. Here they come. Here they come. This or that. This or that.
All right, guys. Usually this or that, you have two options. But this is going to be this, that, the other thing, or another thing, or this other thing. So
Scotty changing
you got
games.
It?
Shocker.
You got it? Do you understand that whole deal here? All right, so Ohio State, Oregon, Saturday. Obviously, the huge game of the weekend. But there's a lot of good college football games. And so I'm going to give you guys the option. You get one other game that you're most excited about for this weekend. And I'll read off 5, and you can pick whichever one of the 5 you're most excited to watch other than OSU and Oregon. Here's the options. Texas, Oklahoma, Penn State at USC, Ole Miss, LSU, Florida, Tennessee, which I don't even know why you would really pick that one, or Kansas State and Colorado. So those are the 5 games that I wrote
So definitely
down.
Florida, Tennessee, right? No, I'll go Oklahoma, Texas. I'll definitely be like tuned into Penn State and USC. Close between those two. Yeah, those are my top 2.
So for me, I usually love that game, right? That's usually I love the fact that it's played at the State Fair. I think that's such a cool atmosphere. I think it's cool that they do that.
But it's not anymore, right? It's at the Cotton Bowl.
No, I thought it was still at the fair, isn't it?
I think it's at the Cotton Bowl now.
We have to double check that. I thought it was still at the fair. If it's not, it should be. But the game I'm most excited to watch is I want to know how good Penn State actually is. And I don't think USC is very good, but Penn State has to travel out to USC, and it's a tough place to play, right? And this will be a little bit of a interesting scenario for Penn State, the fact that they're traveling out there. So I want to know more about Penn State, and so that's the game I'm most interested outside of Ohio State, Oregon.
Scotty, who's Penn State's coach still?
James Franklin.
We already know how good they are. This one's easy. It's the old Red River. It's Texas, Oklahoma.
I do like their offensive coordinator that Penn State hired, and Kansas is missing him.
What about
they hired him away from Kansas. Look what Kansas is doing without him.
What about that Ole Miss LSU game? I mean, tons of points in that one, probably.
Yeah. A couple of coaches everybody loves to hate.
Yeah.
Lane Kiffin and Brian Kelly.
Get to watch Dion.
Brian Kelly's just a miserable man, isn't he? He just always seems like he's miserable. He could probably win the national title and still be miserable at the. He's not going to win the national title. But if he did, it'd probably be miserable at the post-game presser. All right, boys, we might have done this one before. I don't know. If we have, we're doing it again. You guys getting with zip line or roller coaster? And listen, I'm not talking about like zip line at like a kid's birthday party where you're barely off the ground or maybe you're so fat you're going to break the zip line. I'm talking about like a real zip line like through the mountains or whatever, and a real roller coaster like Orion at Kings Island, or one of the better ones at Cedar Point. You guys getting with roller coasters? Or you getting with zip lines?
Great question, Dave. I love this question because I've done zip lines and they scare the crap out of me every time. I've done it in Jamaica. Ooh. And we did it during our honeymoon. We were driven up this mountain and it was a very scary drive by some random person in a car. We thought we might be in trouble on the way up, and it ended up being the day of our lives. Like, it was so cool. So I'm going to go zip line over roller coaster.
Oh man. It's so tough. I'll go roller coaster, but I love both.
So maybe we can all go zip lining in Bermuda.
when we go.
Yeah.
I have honestly never ziplined. I've always wanted to, and there's one in Florida not far from where we go every year, but we've never gone and done it. I've never done it, so I'm going to go now with roller coaster, but I'd love to zip line sometime.
We could just go down to Hocking Hills and zip line sometime.
I've done it at Hocking Hills.
Let's do it.
I've also done it in Gatlinburg.
Yeah, that's where I've done it. Yeah.
I mean, I think Bermuda would be more fun.
Bermuda probably.
right.
I mean, Hocking Hills is great, but Bermuda, it's like, whatever, okay.
Because there you're doing it over the ocean, so if you fall, you're just falling into the water at least.
But
Gatlinburg, you're falling on a mountain and you're gone.
The thing is, in Bermuda, the water is very shallow there. I'm not joking. It's very shallow water there in Bermuda, as we'll find out. Go ahead.
Sharks, too.
Guys, I got to stay true to myself here. The Blue Jackets regular season starts tomorrow. They had 66 points last year. Their over-under heading into the season is 68.5. Are you getting with the over or are you getting with the under?
I love the over. I love the over because I don't think they're going to be a playoff team, but like the new energy with the new GM, the new coach, young nucleus, I think they're going to be 3 points better than what they were last year. That's a low bar. I'm going over.
So it's so funny that you mentioned this question because I was actually looking earlier today about the over-unders in
You're always
NHL.
like looking up like Blue Jacket stuff. I know.
I know. It's just random that I was looking up this different hockey information. But the most bet-on team to go under their total wins and points for the year is the Columbus Blue Jackets. Now, this is nationwide. This isn't just locally. I'm going to go against the public. I love going against the public. I'm going over for the Blue Jackets.
I love your guys' enthusiasm in this, Dave. You said you love the over. I do not love the over. I think it's really, really close. I'm going to go the over, but gosh, we're scraping it as we go over.
Up next, more this or that on the money.
This is Hollywood Casinos On the Money. On the Money.
Presented by Ohio for Responsible Gambling.
From ONN.
Thank you for calling Great Lakes. Great Lakes Kia.
Do you like scary movies?
Nah, they don't scare me.
What does scare you?
High car payments. They make me want to scream.
And at Great Lakes Kia?
We have brand new Kias under $5 a day. Come pick one out.
Maybe I'm already here.
Cool. Lease new 24 Kia Forte LXS, EV6 Wind, and Sorrento LX. All three under $5 a day.
That's only $139 a month for 24 months.
Plus new 24 Kia Telluride LX under $8 a day.
$249 for 24 months.
At Great Lakes Kia.
What if I have scary credit?
No problem. Get approved with 0% financing.
Perfect. And I'm right behind you.
Oh, hi.
Hello.
Great cars, great people, Great Lakes Kia.
In Columbus, GreatLakesKia.com.
Can I hang up now?
To qualified buyers, visit GreatLakesKia.com for details.
No.
First down!
Oh, what? Just cleared that drain last week.
Well, clearly that didn't work. Would you please just call the waterworks?
At the Waterworks, we mean clean. We'll get your drains good as new on the first down. And as for him, well, there's always the Buckeyes. The Waterworks. Better care, better value, better results.
With surgery and drugs being the main options to treat chronic joint pain, that left orthopedic surgeons like Dr. Ray Tessner thinking,
geez, wouldn't it be nice if we can have another form of treatment that eliminates some of the downside and has a bigger upside as we learn more about it?
And then he found it. Regenerative medicine, an exciting, fast-growing approach to dealing with pain using healing agents from your own body.
Well, it's using the miracle benefits of the human body to help encourage healing.
Today, you'll find Dr. Tessner at QC Kinetics, the nation's leader in regenerative medicine, giving patients lasting relief from joint pain in their knees, hips, shoulders, and back.
It's one of the best management tools that has come around in a long time.
Finally, options other than surgery and steroids. All natural regenerative treatments at QC Kinetics. Learn more. Call today for your free consultation.
Go to QCkinetics.com/Columbus or call 380-208-4544. That's 380-208-4544. 380-208-4544.
Martha was ready to switch to a career in IT.
There's always a need for IT specialists, especially with AI coming out and cybersecurity. It's practically recession-proof.
My Computer Career even provides job placement help.
The career specialists, they're very helpful. They care about you as a person. You're not just a number to them. I would recommend My Computer Career wholeheartedly to anyone.
Take the free career evaluation today. Become an IT pro in just months with zero experience at mycomputercareer.edu.
The Fan, Ohio sports destination. You're listening to Hollywood Casinos On the Money.
Presented by Ohio for Responsible Gambling.
On ONN.
You guys want to do more of this or that? Cool. Scotty, hit us.
Let's do it. Okay, I got a couple fun ones, but let's go college football-wise. Kind of going to go Heisman Trophy. Ashton Genty, Boise State's running back, has been absolutely ridiculous. He is the Heisman Trophy favorite right now. And, guys, he has 95 carries on the year through 5 games, 95 carries, 1,031 rushing yards. That is 10 yards per carry. He has 16 touchdowns. He's the Heisman favorite. Do you think that he wins the Heisman Trophy? Because this has been something that's changed week to week to week as far as who's the Heisman favorite.
I don't think he'll win it. I won't be surprised if he does, but I do not think he'll win it. We haven't had a running back win it since Derrick Henry 9 years ago. Now, is a group of 5 running back going to win this thing? They have to stay undefeated. That really shouldn't matter because I've been touting Travis Hunter. And I don't know why I hear people compare Travis Hunter to this guy, that guy. How does nobody say Chris Gamble? That's the best comparison you could get.
That is a good one.
Travis Hunter. But listen, I think Travis Hunter should be the Heisman Trophy winner, but we'll see what happens.
You know, the amazing thing is if you were to project out Genty's 13-game projections, his numbers would be 267 carries, 2,681 yards, and 42 touchdowns.
Yeah, and everybody was projecting Quinshon, and rightfully so. Quinshon looks great. You had Dane Brugler saying Quinshon's going to be the first running back off the board. And they have not soured on Quinshon. They love him. They're like, okay, it might be Genty or Quinshon.
Yeah.
That's how good those guys are.
But I'm still going to say no as far as the Heisman because this is something that has changed week to week to week. We've had a new Heisman favorite. I think we've had 4 different ones. I know Quinn Ewers was one. I know Cam Ward was one. I know Milton was one. We're just all over, or Milrow was one, all over the place. What about you, Ryan? Do you believe that he will win the Heisman?
Yeah, unfortunately, he's got a couple things going against him. 1, he's not a quarterback, and 2, he doesn't play for a Power 4 school. There's too many guys like Quinn Ewers, although him being out, Arch has probably taken some of that luster, but Cam Ward, if Ohio State keeps playing, they'll have some guys in there. So yeah, I don't think he's going to win it.
Okay. You guys getting with hot peppers? Or are you not getting with them?
Yeah, I love hot peppers.
The ones that'll burn, they'll burn your mouth. Not the ones not the ones that's a TikTok challenge or whatever.
Yeah.
Not like banana peppers. It's got to be spicier than that. You got jalapenos. Let's just go with that.
Oh, yes. I love jalapenos. Absolutely love them.
I'm not getting with it. I like a little spice. I like banana peppers. But the peppers that it almost feels like I'm fighting, I'm going to be a tough guy. No, I want to enjoy the food. There's a fine line. I like some spice. For example, if I'm getting chicken wings, I like the medium.
Yeah,
I don't want
me too.
I don't want the mild. I don't want the donkey or whatever it's called, the super hot. I like it. I like medium. That's how I am with my peppers. I don't like the super hot peppers, Ryan Baker.
I suggest you don't get the hot wings then at the ESPN Sportsbook over at Hollywood Casino because those things are warm. I like the heat and I like the flavor of the peppers, but I hate the texture in my mouth. So I'm going to say no, but I do enjoy the taste, the flavor, and the heat. I don't like chewing stuff like that. All right, guys, I'm going to stick with some food here. We're getting close to the Halloween season.
Yes, we are.
So what is I got 2 seasonal holiday candies here. Are you getting with candy corn or are you getting with Peeps?
Oh, wow.
candy corn gets a lot of flack. It's not my favorite, but I definitely like candy corn more than Peeps. I'm getting with candy corn.
I know. I don't like either.
No.
I don't do either
And
of
I kind of
those.
like marshmallows, but Peeps for some reason, I'm not down with it. I'm not getting with Peeps.
No, I don't like either one. I could get through if you handed me a handful of that little what's the little candies, the little ones you're talking about,
or
the candy corn.
Candy corns. I could get through it. If you add in those little pumpkins, though, that come in those things, forget it. But no, I'm not doing any Peeps ever.
So I'm not a fan really of these either. My dad loves candy corn, and our guy Matt Andrews, he says if you put peanuts in candy corn, it's the greatest thing ever. If I have to go with one, I'm going to go with Peeps, but I don't like either.
I know we got to get to best bets, but I want to do one more real quick. Guys, and you mentioned getting to the scary season, the Halloween season, and somebody scared me in the office the other day.
Well, that's not hard to do.
Kind of snuck up behind me, and I jumped and I screamed and all that stuff. Are you guys fans of scary movies or not fans of scary movies?
Not fans of scary movies. Like
Really?
I don't hate them, but like, if I'm like watching a movie, no.
I love scary movies. I will absolutely do that. I hate when people come up and scare me and make me jump, and I don't expect people coming. That I hate, but scary movies, I'm all in.
See, they're not scary to me because it's not real, so I don't really get the premise of scary movies, so I'm going to say no, I'm out.
We are not out on best bets. Next on the money.
More of Hollywood Casinos on the money. On the money.
Presented by Ohio for Responsible Gambling.
Coming up on ONN.
Do you have foot pain? Foot pain is not normal regardless of your age or job. Podiatric physicians are the most qualified doctors to care for your feet and can provide important foot care solutions or shoe inserts to better manage foot pain. Ohio Foot and Ankle Medical Association podiatric physicians are located throughout the state and are dedicated to providing the highest quality foot and ankle care. We've been serving the profession and the public for over 100 years. For more information or to find a member of the Ohio Foot and Ankle Medical Association near you, visit ohiofoot.org.
Having health insurance is important. So, if you or anyone in your family has Medicaid or CHIP, listen up. Check your mail for a renewal form from your state. Complete the form and mail it back right away so you don't lose your coverage. If you do lose Medicaid or CHIP, visit healthcare.gov to see if you're eligible to enroll in a low-cost, quality health plan. Keep your family covered. Paid for by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
Did you know 38% of Ohio's teenagers have spent money on gambling in video and online games? Items like mystery boxes, skins, and spin to win mimic gambling, putting children at a higher risk of experiencing a gambling disorder as an adult. So get in the know about youth gambling and start the conversation with discussion guides, parent resources, and more at changethegameohio.org. That's changethegameohio.org.
Hello, it's John Kozik, founder and president of TurboTrack Realty, and I buy real estate as is fast for cash. Give us a call today for an all-cash offer at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000. I buy vacant properties, inherited homes, divorce situations, death in the family. I even buy my tenants won't pay me the rent houses. Give us a call today for an all-cash offer at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000.
The ONN Daily Podcast. Get a recap of all the day's news from across the state.
ONN affiliate WBNS TV reports.
Haley Kirby, reporting in downtown Toledo.
From the State House, Kevin Landers.
ONN Canton.
ONN affiliate WKYC TV in Cleveland explains.
In Marietta, Brett Wharf, ONN News.
Emma Henderson in Genoa.
The ONN Daily Podcast. Listen at ONNradio.com or wherever you download your favorite podcasts from the Ohio News Network.
I don't know what I want to do. I'm just not sure that college is right for me.
Have you considered a career in dental assisting? I love my job as a dental assistant. I have flexible work hours, the money is good, and I get to work in a professional, people-oriented dental office. What I really love about my job is knowing that I give people a healthy smile.
For more information about becoming a dental assistant, contact your high school guidance counselor. Or if you are no longer in school, talk to a dentist in your community or visit ODA.org. This message is brought to you by the members of the Ohio Dental Association.
The Fan. Ohio sports destination. Now back to Hollywood Casinos On the Money.
Presented by Ohio for Responsible Gambling.
From ONN.
Welcome back to On the Money. Appreciate you guys riding with us tonight. I'm Dave Biddle. I'm joined by my friends Scotty Vegas and Ryan Baker. Scotty, let's make the people some money. You're pretty good at that.
Well, there's a few games that we talked about last Sunday where we did our segment called Jump On It. And it is college football lines that we liked that were immediately released. And there were about 4 that we jumped on. And one of them actually is Ohio State, Oregon. And so I'm on Ohio State. I think that Ohio State's going to win this game by 7 or more points. And so I'm definitely willing to give the 3.5. So that's one way that I'm going. Another way I'm going, I'm a little bit surprised at this line, Vanderbilt and Kentucky. Vanderbilt coming off that emotional win. I get it. A lot of times after an emotional game like that, you kind of go the other way. But I'm surprised that they are a 13.5-point underdog to Kentucky. That one just doesn't make sense to me. I also recommended on Sunday jumping on the Penn State and USC line. Now, that line has moved significantly because when we talked about it on Sunday, it was 3.5, and now it's all the way up to 5.5. So I still like Penn State in that game. Traveling cross country makes me a tiny bit nervous, but I'm gonna stick with Penn State. And then the other one is I like Iowa at home against Washington. I know Iowa played Ohio State this last weekend, didn't look that good in that second half at all. But I think at home, Iowa is going to step up, and I think that win for Washington over Michigan is not as significant as what a lot of people thought it was. So I'm going to take Iowa in that one.
I'm going to give you a little Major League Baseball 2-leg parlay tonight.
Ooh.
One is a live bet. One's a game that will start right after our show.
Beautiful.
The live bet, Yankees and Royals are tied right now in the 6th inning, 2-2. You take the Yankees on the money line, minus 104. I'm doing it now. The Royals do have a man on, but they have 2 out in the top of the 6th. I think the Yankees are going to win this game, so I get the Yankees minus 104 on the money line. I'm parlaying that with the Dodgers plus 120 money line against the Padres. Why are the Padres favored? Well, they're good, and they got Cease on the mound. But I feel like the Dodgers are going to pull this out. It's do or die for them tonight. So Dodgers plus 120, Yankees live bet, again, money line. It's now minus 113, so I hope you got it minus 102. It's already moved to 113. You put those together, you're getting 3-1 odds. I like that.
So the Padres right now, this moment, are the World Series favorites at plus 240. I want you guys watch a lot of baseball. There's a little bit more than a minute left in this show. You guys have to tell me right now who your pick to win the World Series would be.
I'll take the Yankees.
Ryan?
I still go Dodgers.
Wow.
Ooh, elimination game tonight.
So neither one of you
right?
think it'll be the favorite, the Padres.
It is an elimination. I don't want to.
I think the Padres are up 2-1.
2-1. Yeah, it is. Yep. Elimination game tonight for the Dodgers.
What are the Tigers? Because they're the hottest team in
Dodgers
baseball.
are up 2-1. Oh, yeah. They're up 2-1 on the Guardians. This is the thing about baseball, man. I don't know how to feel about this. Like, you play a 162-game series or season, and then it comes down to a 5-game series. I'm okay with 5. The 3-game series is like, really? Like, 162 games are going to go down to a 3-game series? The Guardians have had a tremendous year. If they don't at least get to the ALCS, that's going to be brutal. Now the Tigers are 1 win away. They seem like a team of destiny, though, the Tigers.
So Cleveland is now 3-1 to come back and win that series from down 1-2.
Our Reds next year, Tito.
I can't wait to see the over-under for wins. I hope that they look at it like nothing changed. Just look at the Reds, like David Bell's still there. Please let that happen, because I'm going to go big. We're going to go to Hollywood Casino, ESPN Sportsbook, and we're going to go big.
Ooh, baby. Let's do it.
And I believe, on the 20th we're going to be out there?
We will be.
Can't wait to go out to Hollywood Casino.
Bengals. The hard-hitting matchup that is now. 2 bad teams.
Appreciate you guys joining us. This has been On the Money.
Paul's new drone startup just lost its most genius computer scientist.
We just lost our best genius to some new genius who's got a genius new idea. I'm going to have to find a new genius, or 2 half geniuses, and fast.
He needs a computer scientist that can keep his startup from falling down.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. When you sponsor a job on Indeed, it's easier for talented candidates to find it, which makes it easier for you to hire them. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
You go into your shower feeling But as soon as you reach for the Irish Spring, your day immediately gets better. That crisp, fresh, unmistakable Irish Spring scent zings your brain and awakens your senses. So when you finally emerge from the shower, 37 minutes later, because you pay the water bill so you can stay in there as long as you want, you're ready to take on the day and smell great doing it. Irish Spring Body Wash and Bar Soap. Fresh, green, Irish. Shop now at Walmart.
The time to save big is now. It's Ford Truck Month at your local Ford dealer, and the time to buy is now. Make way for great offers across an amazing lineup of Ford trucks, featuring the built Ford Tough F-150 and Super Duty. Check out the versatile Ford Maverick and the capable Ford Ranger. But you can't wait. These limited truck month deals won't last. Check it all out at buyfordnow.com. Then get over to your local Ford dealer today. Hurry in, as these deals won't last long.
Scotty Vegas for Maxima Concrete. From a basic driveway replacement to a complex in-ground pool, patio, or outdoor kitchen installation, Maxima can do it all. Broom finish, stamped and colored, or exposed aggregate concrete, pavers, fire pits, seating walls, even lighting. Maxima is all in-house. Never any subs, so hire the guys that will actually perform the work. Mention this ad for $250 off your next project. Still plenty of time left this season, so get a free estimate today by visiting MaximaConcrete.com.
They're trained. They're prepared. Let's do it. They're Ohio's undefeated plumbing, drain, heating, and cooling team. And they're here to tackle your problems. For plumbing, drain, heating, and cooling, there's only one team. The Waterworks. Better care, better value, better results. Call the Waterworks at 614-232-2222 or visit them online at thewaterworks.com. A proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics.
Hey, Bobby Carpenter here for my friends at Affinity Whole Health. Affinity is the leader in testosterone and hormone replacement therapy, but they are also much more than that. They help men and women who are experiencing things like low energy, low libido, muscle loss, and weight gain. Turn it all around. You can feel amazing and live better just like I can. It can be delivered right to your door, which is tremendous. Semaglutide for weight loss and testosterone and hormone replacement therapy for so much more. I've been a customer for years and it works. Get started at Feel Great Columbus.